Hey, hosers! James Griffin here, and this is a little off the cuff. This is not something I normally do, and I'm actually not putting it on my Captain Griffin channel. I'm putting it on probably mildly interesting things, regardless of what channel I do put it on. Godless Engineer, buddy, pal, I love you, I really do, but seriously, you gotta stop this pseudo philosophical bullshit. Unfortunately, atheism is a belief. Now, you can pull up the definition of atheism on Merriam-Webster's dictionary here and say, yeah, I'm going to use the lack of belief or strong disbelief in the existence of a god or any gods. But that is not how it works. You would not pull up the definition of gravity and on the Merriam-Webster dictionary and go and say weight. It's weight, because I'm only talking about how heavy this thing is and how much gravity. I'm only talking about weight. It's actually not the gravitational attraction of the mass of the Earth and the Moon or a planet or a body or whatever. It's not an attraction, it's warping space-time, and the Moon is actually falling to the Earth, but it's not an attraction. We know this is wrong, okay? And I would bet that if you went and were arguing physics with someone, or evolution or whatever, you would not go to the Merriam-Webster dictionary to get your definition, or to get any information on what you would be doing for any information on it. You would go to the serious literature on it. Yes? Yes. So, when you're arguing philosophy with people, you don't do that. You go to the dictionary and you say atheism is a lack of belief or the strong disbelief in a god, but that's not how it. But if you're actually arguing philosophy and not just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in that shit," but if you're actually arguing philosophy with somebody, then that doesn't cut it. I'm sorry. You gotta go. This is the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. And if you look here, atheism is typically defined in terms of theism. Theism, in turn, is best understood as a proposition that something is either true or false. It is often described as a belief that God exists. But here, belief means something believed. It refers to the propositional content of belief, not to the attitude or psychological state of believing. So right here, most of you and Aaron Ra and everyone else's arguments that you're using, that no, it's a lack of a belief in God or whatever, right here, the very first the very first two sentences of the definition of atheism in the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy tells you directly that you're wrong. If you were arguing something about evolution or physics, and you were shown that you were this wrong, you would change your position. You need to change your position. You need to stop using you need to stop cherry picking the definition you want and use the proper one. I mean, if you're arguing with some pre-sup or something, then you are being as dishonest as they are. Actually, they are being less dishonest than you by calling atheism a belief, because it's a belief. All right. let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. When identifying atheism with the claim that there is no God, it's important. It has more than one meaning, even without philosophy, blah, 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 blah. There is a specific one in here. I probably should have read this a little more. Here we go. The A in atheism must be understood as a negation instead of absence, as not instead of without. Therefore, in philosophy at least, atheism should be constructed as the proposition that God does not exist, or more broadly, the proposition that there are no gods. Not, I don't believe in a God, or any of that. It's God does not exist. And it's a belief. Now, here's where I think a lot of people get hung up, especially people like you and Narnra, and I actually used to be in the atheism is simply a lack of belief in God, and it's not a belief until like this shit was shown to me that it is indeed a more than just a lack of belief in God. Or it is a belief that there is no God. I used to be in your camp. I would have been on your side for this. But now that I've been shown to be wrong, now that someone has sent me to the literature, to the philosophical literature, and showed me that I'm wrong, and then I read it, and I see that I'm wrong, at least when I'm arguing philosophy, I changed my stance. Because that is what anyone who is rational and logical will do. They will change their stance. You're not doing this. So, I do see where the whole, where the entire catch-up with this is, right? It's because of people like Saitan and other precepts, and even people who aren't precepts like Kent Hovind and Ray Comfort and Ken Ham and all of those guys will try to say that, because atheism is a belief, it's no different from theism, right? That's where the catch up is, and the precepts especially will try to use that as a one up to try to say that because atheism and religion are both beliefs, then they are equal. That I believe is an equivocation fallacy. They are not equal. They are not the same. There is no evidence for God. There's plenty of evidence against the existence of God, and there's plenty of evidence that, it's not really evidence, but it's highly unlikely that a God could possibly exist in the manner in which most gods are shown to be. With all the breaking the laws of physics and shit. So I see that they're not the same. One is clearly more logical than the other, and even the more rational theists, like a lot of Catholics, who aren't, buying into the young earth bullshit or whatever. I just actually got shown that they're Catholic young earth creationists. What the fuck is that? But there are I lost my train of thought. But yeah, there are people who there are rational theists, more rational theists, who will admit that their faith, their belief, is illogical, but they're going to keep believing because they're indoctrinated, I guess. But with this, it's you got to stop. That's all. Like you got to look up just like science, and just like theology. If you're arguing theology with someone, you will pull open their book. You will pull open the Bible to argue theology with somebody. If you're arguing God, you'll use the Bible. If you're arguing physics, you'll get a physics textbook. If you're arguing, uh, if you're arguing coding, you'll refer to coding literature. Um, if you're arguing about gravity or anything else, you'll refer to that source. You'll refer to the literature. But with philosophy, you're just saying, no, I'm right, you're wrong, fuck you, I want to say this, and what you're saying, and I'd be cool with that if you were right, but you're not, you're wrong, and you're being shown you're wrong, repeatedly. And yes, there is it's important to recognize that there's more than one meaning, blah, 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 blah. You're trying to force another, you're trying to force, you're trying to force you're trying to force the common use term when someone is speaking jargon. Or you're trying to force the common use term into a deeper discussion. But like I said, it would be, if you were deep in a physics equation, and you needed the old MC square, it's not actually MC square. There's a little bit more to it. You're trying to force the common use of a word. I probably should have scripted this a little better, but I don't care because I know I'm right in this situation. But you're trying to have a serious philosophical discussion, and using the terms that are only for that only the laity use. Right? You're engaging in serious philosophical discussions, but you're not using proper philosophy, and that's where my problem is coming in with you right now. There is one more thing I want to point out, because I'll probably get a lot of people on your side saying it's not the act of it's not the act of believing in a god or something. Diverting even more radically from the Norman philosophy, a few philosophers and quite a few non-philosophers claim that atheism shouldn't be defined as a proposition at all, even if theism is a proposition, which makes no sense. Instead, atheism should be defined as a psychological state, the state of not believing in the existence of a god or gods. So they do address this because it is, equivalent to the Encyclopedia Britannica on gravity. And this is exactly the same. If I was just saying gravity is how heavy you are, and I was having a scientific discussion with someone, you'd be pissed off about that. Even if I was having a discussion with a theist about it, or like a flat earther who doesn't believe in gravity or some shit like that, and I was, even if I was murdering him and I was giving wrong information, I would hope that you would be pissed at me and you'd tell me. I don't usually do these things, or if I was giving wrong information about a video game, because that's what I mostly do. So let's continue. This was famously proposed by the philosopher Antony Flew, and arguably played a role in his 1972 defense of an alleged presumption of atheism. The editors of the Oxford Handbook of Atheism also favor this definition, and one of them, Stephen Bulova, 2013, defends it on the grounds of scholarly utility. Well, scholarly utility is good, but his argument is that the definition can best serve as an umbrella term for a wide variety of can then use the adjectives like strong and weak to develop a taxonomy that differentiates between specific atheisms. Well, there's not really any specific atheism. There's I do not believe God exists, or gods do exist. There's no strong or soft atheism about it. Just like there's no strong or soft theism. There's no you either believe or you don't believe. Unfortunately, this argument, and here we go. Unfortunately, this argument overlooks the fact that if atheism is defined as a psychological state, then no proposition can count as a form of atheism because a proposition is not a psychological state. This undermines his arguments in defense of Flu's definition. It implies that what he calls strong atheism, the proposition or belief in the sense of something believed, there is no God, is not really a variety of atheism at all. In short, his proposed umbrella term leaves strong atheism out in the rain. Excuse me. Atheism is the belief that gods do not exist. It is not a lack of belief, it is the negation. It is the negation of the proposition that gods do exist. Now, you can say all you want that your psychological state is that gods do not and cannot exist all you want, and you know what? You're probably right. I would put a I would put a near 100% probability to that. I am an atheist. I always have been an atheist. I always will be. Well, I can't say I always will be an atheist, but there's never been a time in my life when I was not an atheist. I did have some how shall we say, I was involved with some Catholics earlier, I guess in my early teens, and they were good people. I don't hold anything against them. I just don't believe what they believe, so I didn't keep doing that, and all that sort of stuff. So, but no, I was never indoctrinated as a child, which is probably why I don't believe this shit. Well, I don't know if I would believe it anyways, but anyways, my point is that you're wrong. I'm showing you in the philosophical literature you're wrong. This is not a linguistics issue. This is a philosophy issue, and if you're going to continue to argue philosophy with somebody, with anybody, if you're going to continue arguing with philosophy with people, then you need to use philosophy, not your own pseudo-philosophy. Anyways, that's it for this. I'm sure you'll have a response from me. So have a good one until then, eh?